War Pugs. After what happened with Sony pretty much requiring everyone who played Helldivers to make a PlayStation Network account and trust our data to them, look. I'm not gonna say that giving your information to Sony is like punching a bear trap and expecting nothing to happen to your arm. But for the love of God, just right now as I'm making this, I'm sensing another data breach from PlayStation Network. Let's just say it, okay? Their data has been breached so many times, it's just a regular event. Kind of like game releases or E3. It's just a regular thing. Nobody's even surprised anymore when the most safe and secure network known to man gets violated for the 10th time that month. Nobody's surprised anymore. So when they wanted everyone to start doing things like everyone started to, get PlayStation Network, I wasn't surprised in the slightest that there was a massive rebellion against it. Not only that, but it meant that Helldivers was no longer available for every country that does not allow the PlayStation Network, which was over 100 of them as far as I know. Like 140-ish. I might be stupid. I probably am stupid. Those of you who have watched me know I am that stupid. But the sheer fact of the matter is, that irritated me. Several people told me specifically they were not playing Helldivers again because of this. Because they changed the EULA, because they changed the requirements to play the game, because they added something in that was not there before. And for a time there, I thought that's the end of Helldivers. It's over. It's completely over. But we stood for democracy. We stood for Super Earth. And we stood against the Terminated posters. Guys, Helldivers no longer requires a PlayStation Network account. Thanks in large part to those brave heroes who took to they didn't take to the streets. They review bombed the ever-living hell out of Helldivers, okay? Because we're not scared of falling long distances, and Helldivers took a nosedive as far as the ratings were concerned. Because you cannot do that and get away with it. And finally, somebody held them to account for it. And because of that, before this, I was not going to do anything else Helldivers related because it pissed me off when I found out about it because they should not do that stuff. We recently had a row about this with 40K in and of itself where they just up and change stuff without like any respect for the things that have come before it. So when I saw this, I was like, yeah, I'm done with this. I'm heavily invested in 40K. I've been wanting to play Helldivers. I haven't been able to because I'm busy right now. It just is the nature of the beast. But after I saw that, I was like, nope, I'm done. You guys can keep this. You guys can have it back. Steam was even giving out refunds because they didn't agree with it. Steam was giving out refunds. It's crazy. But the people stood up to this, and Sony backed down. And it's one of the first times I've seen that happen. Most of the time, a corporation does something, and it's just thrown right in our faces, and there's nothing we can do about it. There's absolutely nothing we can do about it. Not this time, though. And I'm glad for it. So, with that being said, we're going to take a look at the Federation of Super Earth from the Templin Institute. And this was requested by MattStorm360. For democracy, for Super Earth, let's jump in. Let's dive in. Let's go. Like, subscribe, comment. Let me know if you had any thoughts on this. Links are going to be in the description below. Here we go. Makes you feel patriotic inside, doesn't it?
A human being is slaughtered somewhere in the galaxy, every minute of every day of every year. Alien empires, mindless terrors, and traitorous secessionists threaten the harmony of mankind's dominion. But if a single promise holds true across the bloody stars, it is this: whoever you are, wherever you come from, your death does not need to be in vain.
Right.
For anyone who dies free, dies for Super Earth.
Yes.
The Federation of Super Earth is the sole legal government of the human species. A sprawling interstellar dominion, its authority extends from the bustling heart of civilization on Super Earth Prime to the enigmatic, uncharted realms that lie beyond the Great Frontier. Between these two extremes are the countless planetary systems mankind has settled, each a unique jewel in the Federation's crown.
Yes.
A vast mosaic of cultures, ideas, and innovations define the interstellar nation, and together are bound to a common destiny or shared fate. Surrounded by hostile alien powers, the citizens of the Federation are currently in the midst of a series of defensive wars.
You hate to see it. You hate to see it. It happens everywhere. Somebody make it stop.
This prolonged struggle, centuries in duration, has molded the character of Super Earth in profound ways. And as the state embraces total war, the delineations between its civil society and wartime militarization are increasingly blurred. The government of Super Earth operates as a federal republic, founded on traditional Super Earth values such as freedom, liberty, and independence. This is expressed politically through the concept of managed democracy, an evolution of the earlier democratic systems that rose to total dominance in the early 21st century. Through the use of sophisticated computer-aided voting software, the participation of citizens in the democratic process is strategically managed to ensure individual voters do not need to fully understand key issues or positions. In elections, referendums, plebiscites, or policy surveys, citizens are instead asked a series of questions on how they feel, and their vote allotted to the candidate who most reflects their position. This approach removes the uncertainty inherent to earlier democratic forms of governance, in which voters could not grasp the nuances of every candidate.
This is how it's marketed. We don't really know how it really goes into effect because the lore isn't that deep into it. But I'll tell you this thing, Warpugs. Yeah, I'm not really too keen on this.
Super Earth instead utilizes managed democracy to distill the essence of public sentiment and inform the collective will. Executive authority is held within the office of the President of Super Earth, and legislative power exercised by the Democratic Council of Super Earth. The civil bureaucracy consists of numerous ministries, each responsible for specific sectors of governance. Citizens of Super Earth enjoy the highest standard of living, the greatest liberty, opportunities, and potential for unfettered personal expression of any human civilization in the galaxy. All citizens are equal and assigned citizenship grade letters that distinguish how they will be segregated based on vocational aptitude, economic capacity, societal hierarchy, resource allocation, habitation sector, or degree of reproductive freedom.
Ooh.
Citizenship points determine a citizen's grade letter, with exceptionally patriotic duties awarding more points than other, less demanding roles. This facet of individual liberty, the foundation of Super Earth society, alongside freedom and independence, is fiercely promoted and protected through systemic federal surveillance, censorship, and enforcement agencies.
Yay!
The galactic wide web, upon which interstellar communications rely, is monitored at all times. A mixture of official government entities and private citizens groups, meanwhile, ensure that all conversations related to Super Earth, whether online or off, are always conducted in a positive and constructive manner.
That's where the PM propaganda comes from. Peeping.
In the Federation, social awareness and concern is encouraged at a young age, with children particularly adept at identifying harmful sentiments that more formal organizations might struggle to detect. The necessity of these programs is evident in the sheer number of alien sympathizers, terrorist cyborgs, and socialists identified and removed from society each year. Each represents a subversive element that might have otherwise gone undetected. Hundreds of thousands are routinely arrested for attempting to damage the ideological purity of the Federation and the freedom of expression it holds sacred.
Freedom of expression. What was just said. God, I love this game!
The military apparatus of Super Earth is divided between several branches under a central high command. Yet, interstellar campaigns are dominated by the elite Helldiver Corps. Selected from the master ranks of the regular army or navy, Helldivers are highly trained specialists that operate at all times at the pinnacle of professionalism and proficiency. Small teams of Helldivers or even lone individuals are routinely deployed from super destroyers to the most volatile battlefields in the galaxy, engaging in high-value target assassinations, activating local kill zones, or advancing the cause of democracy in countless other ways. Such is their expertise that in all the war zones where Helldivers are deployed, there have been no reported cases of friendly fire, marking an astonishing record of essentially perfect accuracy. As the
That you can take that to the bank. I've never dropped a 500-kilogram bomb on a friendly position. Ever.
Campaigns against the enemies of Super Earth continue to expand and evolve. The iconic image of the Helldivers has become a powerful symbol, routinely utilized in state communications. Individual Helldivers of particular note can easily be elevated to celebrity status across Super Earth, with billions following their exploits to eventual martyrdom. Through the exploits and sacrifices of the most legendary Helldivers, the history of Super Earth itself is indelibly intertwined. The Federation emerged from the last great
Somebody's calling me. It's freedom.
conflict that rocked Super Earth in the mid-21st century. Critical to its foundation in this early chaotic period were the predecessors of the Helldivers, a legion of armed security personnel that crushed the rampant civil disobedience that had threatened to destroy the Federation before it could begin. As this new union ventured into space, Super Earth's mandate became absolute, the sole governing authority of the human race. Contact with alien civilizations followed this period of exploration and colonization. But while the initial exchanges were peaceful and beneficial to all parties, the government of Super Earth quickly became aware of the true extent of the danger the human race was facing. The threat of the Terminids was among the first to be uncovered, a ravenous, shape-shifting plague of insects whose terrible nature precluded any kind of coexistence. Almost concurrently, the Illuminate, or Squa'ith, as they called themselves, were discovered to be an advanced but equally hostile alien civilization. Their secret development of world-destroying devices was carefully hidden behind convincing peace offerings, forcing a preemptive strike on their worlds once Super Earth uncovered evidence of their weapons programs. At this same time, the Cyborg Nation, a conclave of augmented human terrorists based in distant Cyberstan, conducted a mass terror attack on one of Super Earth's most important city worlds, killing thousands of innocent civilians. Though fighting on a multitude of different fronts across the galaxy, with hundreds of thousands of Helldivers deployed on dozens of worlds, the conflict succeeded in uniting the disparate elements of Super Earth society.
The Terminids are filthy, disgusting creatures. Even in death, they do serve humanity, though, because the oil from their corpses is great.
Patriots could be more easily rewarded based on their contributions to the war effort, while the subversive elements of society were no match for emergency wartime measures. It took decades of war before Super-Earth ultimately triumphed over its hostile rivals. On Kepler Prime, the conquered homeworld of the Terminids, an astonishing discovery was made.
Oh.
Vast quantities of oil. A natural byproduct of their alien biology, the substance was soon discovered to be essential to solving Super-Earth's rising energy demands. In a gracious act, the annihilation of the Terminid race was suspended,
Oh yeah,
and studies conducted on how they might be safely bred while their oil was refined. The weapons of mass destruction developed by the Illuminate were likewise seized before they could be deployed, preventing the annihilation of Super-Earth and countless other worlds. In the terms of their surrender, the Squa'ith survivors forever renounced the use of force and transferred to Super-Earth all information related to their weapons technology. Cyberstan 2 was eventually occupied, and its population was for the first time able to participate in free and open democratic elections. The transition to democracy was a fragile one, but carefully supervised by a vast occupational army and the Super-Earth Construction Company, which won the bid to assume control over Cyberstan's massive forges and industrial complexes. Upon bringing each of these destructive conflicts to an end, Super-Earth moved to demobilize. But in each case, Super-Earth's desire for a lasting peace was revealed as premature. The Terminid breeding program led to an ecological disaster, with new swarms growing at an exponential rate that could not be safely managed. The surrender of the Illuminate was likewise exposed as a ruse, meant to cover the development of weapons of mass destruction using advanced alien technology.
Oh no!
And in one of Super-Earth's most important city worlds, terrorists from Cyberstan killed thousands of innocents in a brutal declaration of war on the principles of democracy, liberty, and freedom. Over 100 years of war, these threats were crushed, rose again, and were crushed once more. Through it all, the resilience of Super-Earth never faltered, winning through to absolute victory. The Great Democratization, a new wave of settlements made possible by Illuminate technology and fueled by Terminid oil, expanded the frontiers of humanity 1,000-fold and created the conditions for an immutable peace.
And space Vietnam.
One that would never be broken.
Until the next time we need
as
something.
Super-Earth enters its second century, the unthinkable has happened.
Oh no!
The Terminids have broken free of their containment protocols and are now spreading at an exponential rate. Automatons, mechanized soldiers of a kind never before seen, have likewise brought death and disenfranchisement to citizens across the galaxy.
In Space Nam.
Socialist policies of these merciless killing machines leave little room for doubt that Cyberstan is somehow involved. While the complete silence from the Illuminate can mean only one thing.
They're plotting.
The hidden weapons program is being developed in secret.
Again!
One aimed at the heart of Super-Earth itself. On every world over which the flag of Super-Earth flies free, the Helldivers are being mobilized. Every day, armadas of super-destroyers head to the battlefields of the frontier, ready to deliver democracy wherever it might be needed next. Already, the names of distant worlds and the martyrs who died there have become legendary, and all of Super-Earth stands united behind this great final effort to bring an ultimate peace to the galaxy. There can be no surrender, for even if Super-Earth itself were occupied or destroyed, the survivors would be honor-bound to escape to some distant part of the galaxy to rebuild, rearm, and continue the struggle once more for a new world, a new start on a new Super-Earth. It wouldn't, after all, be the first time that happened.
The Templin Institute.
Huh? That's a bit of lore I didn't know about. So Super-Earth isn't the first Earth. Concerning. Very concerning. We must forever watch the bug posters and the automatons that try to divide us. And of course, be always watchful for the secretive Illuminari. Yes. Be on the lookout, Warpugs. Police yourselves. Report any dissident thought to your local commissar. Whatever this universe has in place of it. Warpugs, remember. Democracy. Do your democratic duty for Super Earth. For all of us. And check the links in the description down below. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. God, I feel trashy even doing that. That was an awful segue. And do not make train puns or sub puns in any future live streams, or else you're completely undemocratic. Warpugs, I'm out. I'll catch you guys next time. I'm off to support democracy. Would you like to know more?